Hi friends, hope you are all good. Welcome back to my channel. So today we will see what is Linux distros. So I will not go into the in-depth matter of what is Linux and what's the architecture of Linux, what's the file system, how it is mounted. No, because most of the people are new to Linux or which are planning to move to Linux. Once I was also in the same bucket that I was very confused which Linux to choose and what is Linux. People are saying so many things. There are Ubuntu, Linux, Red Hat, Fedora, SUSE. Is that so many things will be confusing. So I will try to be as basic as I can and try to help you out. Because as I have told you earlier, I used to be a Windows guy, and I am still a Windows guy. I don't want to lie anything about it. I'm still a Windows guy, but Linux is really a wonderful thing, and it helps you to build your career or try new technologies. So first we will try to see, I may be going from one slide to one slide and I will try to explain it as a bit. I am not a trained professor or lecturer so that I can be in a organized way, but I will try to as easy as possible to help you out with this. So please watch this video till the end and please like my video, and if you let me know if you want to add any such more information if you write. So first we will see what is Linux distros and what is Linux actually. So to that we will see here. So Linux distros explained and which one to use. Maybe you are overwhelmed by the number of Linux distros out there. Let's say Ubuntu, Fedora, ArchLinux, Mint, what all they mean and which one is right for you. In this video we will break down the major Linux families, desktop environments and can choose the perfect distros for your needs. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more tech information. So I will be sharing one by one in a way so that you can be very familiarized or you will be well versed with the technologies or what is Linux. Mainly there are four Linux families. Linux, the one which people normally says is Linux, so is a guy who invented the Linux. Yes, actually correct. So he builds the kernel. Kernel is like the heart of the computer. Okay, so like in Windows, what we say i386, all the programs or what is the core operating system will be stored, which will be communicating from hardware to the software layer is kernel. Okay, so there are four types of Linux actually. So one is Debian based and Arch based, Red Hat based and openSUSE. These are the total main four companies or distros. Under Debian, there are so many operating systems which are developed by private companies. Let's say Ubuntu, Linux Mint, MX Linux, Zorin, and so many other. Okay, I will just to make things clear, I'm just naming a few. So Arch based, it's also same. Arch Linux, Manjaro, Endeavour OS. Okay, Linux, Fedora, CentOS, Stream. Okay, then openSUSE, openSUSE Leap, openSUSE Tumbleweed. So these are the main operating systems which are available in this one. So let's say why we call Debian, why we call Arch, why we call Red Hat, why we call openSUSE. I will get back to you. So we will see what all the popular Linux distros by family. So let's look at some popular. Let me zoom a bit so that it can be easy for you to watch. I prepared this document for you. Please watch it carefully and watch it till the end so that it can be helpful for you. Because once I was also new to Linux and I was not having any idea about what is Linux, so I also struggled the same thing what so many people have been struggling with. Nothing to worry about. It's not a very big rocket science. So in Ubuntu there are what what is the difference between Ubuntu and Linux, Mint, Manjaro, all those things. Ubuntu is a user-friendly operating system. It's great for beginners, and the user base is huge, and the community support is very huge. So that means whatever the questions you will be asking, they will be responding quickly, and it's free to use. This comes in long-term support also. That will I will come back in the later part of the video. Linux Mint, that is one of the major distros which will be widely used with the newcomers or with the home users. So it's look like Windows and they will be using Cinnamon desktop. Cinnamon desktop is a desktop experience. I will come back. I will show you what all the desktop experience will be having. Okay. Manjaro, Arch based but beginner friendly. It's a rolling release. Rolling release means now and then there will be updates like Windows. There will be updates coming in now and then. It will be run from that version to the next version automatically. Fedora. Fedora is one of the cutting edge operating system which rollouts the latest update of any package. It's a GNOME. I said you like Cinnamon desktop. There is one more desktop called GNOME. Let me clarify what is Cinnamon, GNOME and this. Let's say we have a mobile, Android mobile, and there are so many mobile companies. Let's say Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, Samsung, so many things. And the main one is Google Pixel. Okay, it's a stock Android. So Google Pixel is like a kernel. Google is the kernel Android. So upon that, people will be building so many UIs. The same way, like Samsung is one UI, then FunTouch OS or MIUI or Realme UI, Color OS, so many things are there. There's the same thing about Cinnamon Desktop, GNOME Desktop. Okay, so it's the Fedora is backed by Red Hat Linux. Red Hat is a very huge company. openSUSE. So desktop environments overview. As I said you earlier, like using the mobile example, GNOME. GNOME is one of the like you can say GNOME is like one UI for Samsung, which is bit heavy but feature packed. So it's modern and minimal used by Ubuntu and Fedora. KDE Plasma, highly customizable. Let's say you're using any IQ mobile. Okay, so in IQ mobile, the new operating system is Origin OS. Origin OS is very customizable. Used so this is very light. And let's say you are using a OnePlus mobile, they are using Oxygen OS. That's very light and used by many mobiles. That's why same thing KDE Plasma used by Ubuntu and openSUSE. There are so many other things. So operating systems which uses GNOME, KDE, XFCE. I will come back. So I'm just telling the major desktop experience. Okay, so there is one more like XFCE. XFCE you can say it's like old MIUI 1 you can say. It's a very lightweight but it's still usable. It's lightweight and fast, great for older hardware. Cinnamon, sleek in Windows look, default in Windows Mint. So Windows Mint the uses Cinnamon. There are in Linux Mint there is one more like XFCE also there, Mate is also there. So Mate traditional desktop for GNOME 2. They are using GNOME 2 for building Mate, and this is available in Linux Mint and Ubuntu as well. So there is one more LXQT, ultra lightweight used by Ubuntu. So this is like using a DOS, but it's a GUI, but it's like a DOS. So enough of this. So we will go to the next. What is the pros and cons for beginners versus advanced users? So let's say for the beginners, easy installer, GUI tools, large community. Let's say we are going with Ubuntu, user friendly, great for beginners, large community. So the cons is less control, more pre-installed softwares. So if you are going with Ubuntu, there will be some pre-installed softwares like audio, video, pictures, transmitters, then Office, LibreOffice is pre-installed. LibreOffice is a free one, you can use it. So the advantages, advanced users is pros, full control is there, minimum install, rolling release. Let's say I am using rolling release, I am going Manjaro or Fedora. It's a rolling release here, Manjaro. So this is for advanced users. So practical tips for choosing the right distros. Define your use case, whether using for a house laptop or a student or a housewife or a normal entertainment guy, casual use, development gaming. You need to make sure which one you're using it. So according to that, you can use it. Let's say you are having an old laptop, you can use Ubuntu. So this Ubuntu will be used in all the low-end laptops. It runs like a cake. So consider hardware. Your old machines are there. You can consider XFCE and LXQT of your operating system. Like here, LXQT, you can use it. Then check community support. Ubuntu is a very huge community. Linux Mint is a very huge community. Whatever you are getting any stuck somewhere, they will be there to help you out. And there are so many forums are there. You can ask the question and they will ready to help. So to start with, you can go with Ubuntu or Linux Mint. That's a great entry point so that you will be very well versed with the GUI. Then advancedly, you can go with the advanced operating systems. So let's say we have, we'll go for this later on. Okay. So what's the major difference between Debian, SUSE or Red Hat? Debian means so they have their own package management. Okay, let's say like this is a Play Store. Android has Play Store. Ubuntu has, Apple has Apple Store. So like this is like a software package management. So here they will be using like Windows will be using any software.exe. So same thing it will be .deb in Debian, in Ubuntu, Linux, Mint and so on. So the extension they use is deb. Windows we use exe. So while installing any software in command prompt, you can use this command prompt. Otherwise, you can go for the software center and you can download it. Like same thing, RPM based package management. This package management is used by Red Hat, Fedora, CentOS. So like what I said earlier, in Windows we are using exe, right? The same thing we will be using .rpm file management in these operating systems. So if you want to install it in command prompt, CLI mode, then you need to use DNF command, like how you are using sudo apt install right DNF. So forget about this command prompt. Let us go to the software store, then only then we will directly install it. I have installed so many operating system in my earlier videos, like Ubuntu Mate and so on. There are so many operating systems I have installed it. Go through those videos, you will be understanding which interface is good for you. So you can use M and RPM. M is the older version of package management which was using till Red Hat 8. So Arch based, that is Linux, Arch and Manjaro, they use Pacman. Okay, the Pacman, the extension is .pkr .tr is star, that is a zip file. So there are so many others. There is two major things: Flatpak and Snap. Flatpak is like you are installing in third-party Play Store, like Amazon Web Store, like Me software, then our Samsung Galaxy Store. So you can also download the software which is not there in the Play Store. The same way you can install it in this. So Flatpak also is available in so many others. If it is not there, you can manually install Flatpak and you can install softwares from the Flatpak, just same as like Amazon Store, installing the applications. Snap is also one of the package, so that is used by Canonical. Canonical is the owner of Ubuntu. So there are so many Conda, Nix, and Home. So these are less popular, these are more popular. So going to the support which I told you earlier, rolling release distros. Rolling release means the system is continuously updated, no major versions upgrades, just incremental updates. Time and again they will be sending you the updates and it will be going along with it. Popular rolling release distros: ArchLinux, Manjaro, openSUSE, Gentoo, Void Linux, Endeavour OS. These are all just minor differences, just the name and only the interface. Most of the things will be the same. So you can see here pure rolling release, rolling but slightly delay for stability. Rolling release variant of openSUSE, source based rolling release, like LTS. LTS is just like a support which gives 5 to 10 years of support. Like let's say if you are going for Ubuntu LTS, Linux Mint is based on Ubuntu LTS, and whatever the support which Ubuntu is giving, the same support is given by Linux Mint. Let's say Ubuntu LTS is standard support is 5 years, so the Linux Mint is also giving 5 years, because this is only the upgraded version of Ubuntu and making things easy for the users. So the Debian is also stable. Ubuntu is derived by Debian. Linux Mint is derived by Ubuntu. These are all interdependent. This is the parent one. CentOS Stream, RHEL, Red Hat Linux. So this is very advanced operating system, majorly used in servers and all. Ubuntu is also used by servers, but this is managed by Canonical, but this is free. If you want any support, you need to contact Canonical, they will support you for the Ubuntu. If you want Red Hat for 10 years long support, you need to have a support contract with Red Hat, they will give you support. openSUSE, Linux Mint LTS, it's based on Ubuntu LTS. Elementary OS, Zorin OS, everyone which are based on Ubuntu. So the key differences: always up to date but can be less stable. LTS release, fixed version, stable for years, idle for entrepreneur. So I will show you the package management and other slides. Let's say I'm going with this one. So here you can see the graphical view. I have prepared everything for you just for basic understanding. Please watch the video completely and pause it if you don't understanding. I'm giving you a basic idea about all Linux distros. Let's say Arch based. Arch based is the operating systems are dependent on Arch based is Garuda, Manjaro, then Endeavour OS, Arch Linux. So Linux Mate, Linux Mint, you can say there are versions of Mate, Cinnamon, XFCE. This is same like what I said, the UI in your mobile. If someone wants UI of Oxygen OS, you can go for Mate. If you want someone who goes for one UI, you can go here. If someone wants this one, you can. But all depend on Linux Mint, and the support is also the same. Let's say in Endeavour is based on XFCE and KDE Plasma is also available. Let's say for Debian main is Ubuntu, Pop OS. So Ubuntu is based on Zorin is based on Ubuntu, and these are all things are with GNOME. GNOME has the more wider range of Linux distros, but this is a very bit advanced and bit hardware consuming, but this is very visually appealing Linux distros. So hope let's say MX Linux is Debian based. So in MX Linux you have XFCE version also, KDE also. Let's say you have Red Hat is RHEL, Alma Linux, CentOS, Rocky Linux. These are all based on GNOME. Okay, GNOME is a bit heavy. Let's say it's one UI, Samsung, feature rich, everything is available. So the next, so can share you here, it's Debian based, Arch based Linux. So see here, Debian based are Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Pop OS, Linux, MX Linux, Zorin OS. Here you have like this GNOME version is there, KDE Plasma is there, Cinnamon is there, Mate is there, LQBT is there, Budgie is there. Let me zoom a bit. So the same thing, Arch based Linux, these are the operating systems. Arch Linux, Manjaro, Endeavour, Garuda. These are some examples I am giving. There are so many other operating systems. You can use, you can download this using their official website, and you can use a live CD, and whichever you like, you can try once. If you are okay with it, you can install it after that. There's a main good thing about Linux, that you can play with the Linux without installing live. Okay, so you can go with the operating system installation. I have so many videos in my channel, so that you can find, you can see the live version and how to install it. Like openSUSE, same thing. KDE Plasma is there, GNOME is there, XFCE is there, Mate is there. So let me go to the other slide. I made one more slide for you. So let's say I will zoom a bit here. I'm going with package manager. Okay, apt. I showed you in the first document I showed you. Apt package manager is used by Debian and Ubuntu. Its file extension is .deb, like exe. So this is the syntax. This is the GUI. Easy to use, widely supported. This is by Snap. Snap package manager. Software install, like I showed you earlier, Snap, like Google Play Store. DPKG is there, DNF is there. DNF is used by Red Hat, Linux, CentOS. Before, older Linux were using M. After Linux, after Red Hat 8, DNF is using. But the package file is both, package extension name is .rpm. This here also same, like I showed you Flatpak. Any distro you can use it, you have to install manually and you can install it. Flatpak. So to install it, you can just write Flatpak install flathub dot. This is the GIMP software we are installing. Before that, you need to install Flatpak. After that, you can install Flatpak applications. So Snap is used by Debian. Any Nix, Condo, Homebrew. So hope, I think this part is clear. So this is also one of the simplified way I prepared for you. It's sudo, the same thing what Excel showed, but here I want to show you the visual graphics. The package manager, LinuxDistros, Debian use apt dpkg. Red Hat bait, it use DNF, M, RPM. M is used by the older version, the new one is DNF in if you are installing it in command prompt, and RPM is the package extension like exe. Arch based Linux, Yaru slash Paru, YAU slash Paru, sorry. Arch based is Pacman. Gento is used by Portage. openSUSE, Alpine is also one of the Linux distro. So Void is there, universal, like universal managers like Snap, Alpmage, Conda, Homebrew. These are all package management. As you can say, this is like the software apps where you will download the apps from this software, like Amazon Store, like Galaxy apps, so on. So this is what I prepared for you, because so many people are going away from Windows and they are choosing for Linux for their updates, for as they are not unable to install Windows 11 in their machines. So let's say I'm Snap. What all the distros which are using Snap? What all the distros? Because these Snap and Flatpak are widely used, so that's why I'm using stretching on Snap and Flatpak. So the Flatpak is used by default it's used by Fedora. By default it is used by Linux Mint. By default it is used by Elementary OS. By default it is by Endless OS. Manually, if you want to install, you have to install Flatpak first, then you can download the applications from Flatpak. Let's say if you want to install Snap application manager, Ubuntu by default Snap is there. By default Zorin, by default it is there. Manual you need to install it in all these. Disabled by default, but you can enable it and you can use it. So these are all the major difference what I wanted to share with you, because once I was also very new to Linux and I was also struggling about all these terminologies, what's all about, what is distro, why so many operating systems are there, why they are struggling a bit. So many things were very confusing. So that's the reason I thought to make a video. In my future video, I will also try to show you the graphical interface also for all the major distros like Mint, Linux Mint, Ubuntu, then Zorin, then Ubuntu Mate or Ubuntu XFCE, Kubuntu, Lubuntu, so many things. These are all the same, but it depends upon the taste of the user, because Linux is just like Android, so it gives you the freedom to play around the operating system. It's a open source, and it's most of the things are free, and most of the operating systems are free. So you can play around, learn, or you can test anything and what all application you require. So it gives you the freedom of learning in Linux. So that's the reason I moved to Linux, but primarily I use on my laptops I use Windows, and I have one more laptop I use Linux. So whenever I want to learn something, because keep in mind, so major data centers and major servers are using Linux, not Windows, as their operating system. So if Linux is one of the best operating system, and it's a future proof, like let's say you will not be having any irregular updates, or like how Windows is giving you the updates, blue screen error, or so many, if you want to restart every time when you are getting the update. These are all things are not there in Linux. But if you are thinking in such a way that I will be missing out some my personal softwares, there are alternates also available in Linux, but you need to work around and you need to see what all the options here and there. Let's say let me give you the one major example, like Office. In Office, you are from the childhood you are using Microsoft Office. So, but nowadays you can see the Office, it's disappearing from desktop. Like only the Office 365 is available. So Office 365 is like you need to have the subscription, yearly subscription or lifetime subscription or 5-year subscription. So it's consuming money. And let's say you want to go for open source like LibreOffice, OpenOffice. There are 5 major office products available in Linux. Those are all free. You need to just work around with the menu options and you are good to go. You can use it like a charm or like a pro. So that's it, friends. So don't worry about all the things, and if you have any questions or any queries related to Linux distros and what to do and what not to do, please let me know in comment section. I will try to help you out. So thanks for your time. I hope I cleared some of your confusions in this video. If you have any queries, let me know. So thanks for your time, and thanks for your patience. Thanks you again. Thank you, friends. Please like, share, subscribe my videos, and please support my YouTube channel. So I will try to bring such more videos in future as well to help you out and share my knowledge. Thank you.